Greetings to China Exposed News Talk. I'm James J. Tsidkenu. Well, we got some developing stories here, and it's kind of an interesting story because it's coming out of China. If I can find it here. Hang on, there you go. Xi Jinping, there he is. He's alive. Well, what's going on is the U.S. has halted all tariff activity, so has China. They're kind of like a truce here. What is China? It's the U.S. is giving China a chance here to get their act together. But of course, the socialist communist media, they're spinning the entire thing all screwed up. They're not telling you what's really going on. And then when they tell you what's really going on, the way they explain it to us is like they run right through it. And then they give you the other stuff. Okay, here's what the socialist communist media is saying. It's saying that they both have agreed, which is already a #1 lie. There's not. They both have agreed. China has asked to. It's basically surrendering. Okay, it's what China's doing. They want to surrender to the U.S. and they want the U.S. to negotiate a deal with them. Their economy is taking a dump. Our economy is going up to the roof. Theirs going down to the toilet. Okay, and then they said that right away they're talking about the farmers are going to be able to put on the crops and bring on the stuff because there's desperate. The farmers in America are dying. Bull. That's bull. It doesn't affect almost nothing to do with Americans. And it's already been said by 100 analysts, top people, not these a-holes that these communist bastards from the socialist media has, who are in bed with the Chinese. What's going on is, here's what's going to happen. Here's how that Donald Trump basically has won this war with China. Here's why he says this is the best deal ever. Okay, it's because we're not going to take away tariff from the tariff that Donald Trump has imposed. He's not going to take them away. He's going to leave them right there where they're at, and they're going to stay there. What is he going to do is he's not going to impose another $200 billion worth of tariff. You see, this is where China came begging. Because already their economy is suffering, is in the gutter. It's heading into the gutter deeper and deeper every day. So they went screaming and yelling and begging and crying over there to Donald Trump asking for a deal. Okay, they have around 90 days to get this deal broker. Okay, and what it is what they're asking for is don't put no more tariff on us. We don't want no more tariffs, please. Don't give us no more tariffs. We give you all our egg rolls. Take them all. This is what they're telling Donald Trump. So Donald Trump says, I'm not going to impose no more tariff on you, but I won't take away what I put on you. That will stay in place. But I will not impose any more new tariff on you. And what the Chinese are agreeing in is opening the doors, the market doors in China, and start buying more stuff and being more friendlier to companies. And here's the big one, which hasn't been talked too much. They talk about energy, buying energy, because the socialist communist pigs, they don't want people to know that the prices of oil may go up. Okay, there might be big sales of oil to the communists of China, believe it or not, from the U.S. It's been for the last couple of months has been talk that China wants to buy oil from the U.S. and this has been one sticking point there. So the U.S. here it is, may end up selling oil to them. Now you will say, James, why are they selling these communist pigs oil? Me, frankly, I wouldn't sell them a drop of oil. I wouldn't sell them nothing in oil. But I understand where Donald Trump is going with this. The oil is coming from the U.S. And here's the thing is, if the U.S. doesn't sell the oil that the oil companies are, you could say, taking out, okay, it's going to end up in another country. That country will then turn around and sell it to China. That's the way it works, okay? So they end up working as a middleman. So the U.S. is going to end up losing out. The U.S. would just end up putting a higher price on there and still would make a killing on selling the oil to China. All right. So that's a big thing there too. So it's oil, talking about all, of course, food, everything that's important to China, not plastic toys from the U.S. going to China, not little garbage. No. The important resources, but we'll get them back because the tariff that we put on China are not going to be removed. They'll stay right where they're at. And then Donald Trump will use that $200 billion to keep the Chinese in line. The problem is that the U.S. Department of Justice and the Commission and all these people have to do with trade and all this. They have to go after China. They have to get rid of those spies that the Chinese are bringing in, those student spies that they're bringing in from the PLA and the CCP. They have to They have to deny visas and take away visas and stop the influx of spies into the U.S. I will tell Donald Trump, you can win. You look like you're about to win the tariff war because he claims that will be a big win, and I understand that. But if we don't get rid of the Chinese socialists, if we don't get rid of the Chinese communists from the U.S., from coming and flooding the U.S. with a bunch of communists, we're going to lose this, because here's what the Chinese will do is they'll give in to the tariff. They'll fly the white flag and they'll get it in the rear. Okay, but here's what they're going to do. This is a sucker move by them. They're going to give us a sucker punch. Okay, they'll give in, they'll tell us, okay, we surrender, we wave white flag, look, white flag, look, made in China, white flag, and then they'll tell you they'll surrender. And then they'll wait for another president to take over the U.S. What they're praying for is a Democratic president to take over the U.S. Once a Democratic president takes over the U.S., he will knock off the tariff that Donald Trump put on him, on the Chinese, and he will renegotiate with the Chinese, and we will lose every single... If we lost jobs before to China, it will be the complete annihilation of whatever's left in the U.S. It will be completely gone. Okay, complete sellout to the Chinese and the globalists. That's why the Chinese are willing to wait this one out. You could say they're going to wait it out. They're going to give in to Donald Trump's demand. What Donald Trump should do is don't negotiate anything with him. Hit him with that $2 billion tariff. Hit him with a $2 billion tariff. When China's economy, it's maybe 2/3 down from what it is right now, then we'll consider about negotiating with them. And they have to get out of the South Asian seas. They have to pull their troops out of there, pull their ships out of there, and destroy those islands. That's when we'll negotiate with them. And when they get their students out of the U.S., those communist bastards out of the U.S., then we'll think about negotiating with them. Okay, and when they stop stealing intellectual properties, then we'll think about negotiating with it. There's a long way to go, and we are only covering the icing on the cake when it comes to China. Yes, we can now hurt, and we actually have done something. Finally, somebody did something, but we cannot stop there, because these bastards are just going to regroup. They're going to wait it out until Democratic president gets into the White House to then screw the U.S. 10 times more than what they were doing before. I guarantee you, you heard it here from me, I guarantee you that is exactly what's going to happen to the U.S. if we just go ahead and just give in to this and don't do nothing else against China. We need to bring that stinking communist party down to their knees and destroy their economy down 3/3, where they're going to beg, okay, to other governments, something else to take over China, and those stinking communists will be out of there for good forever from China, and we can have a free election in China and free the billion people of China from those pigs. That's what I got to say. Please subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up. I need more subscribers on the channel. Until next time, people, have a great one. Bye-bye now.